Hello Pisces, my name is Nigel and you have found Alchemy. Welcome to your October 2024 reading. Let's just get right into it. We have sulfur here on the table. In this deck, sulfur is sort of like evaporation. It's both and it's and. It's up and it's out. It is the number 29 in this deck. 29 might mean something to you. But as we know, sulfur has a very strong smell, right? And yet it also has therapeutic properties. It soothes, and let's face it, it stinks. Don't be surprised if what happens to sort of suck or stink this month becomes a great gift. Sulfur's job in nature is to push the geyser up and out, ultimately dissipating the pressure that builds. So we'll keep that in mind. We'll keep that under our hats. We have the child card. This could also be a parental card. This could represent you taking care of a child for sure, or it could honestly represent something that you consider a child. It could be an idea that you have, Pisces, something that you've created. It could be writing. It could be, a YouTube channel. It could be a business idea, an idea for an app. I mean, it's endless, right? It's something that you have created and you almost consider it your child. So we'll keep that under our hats as we continue through the reading. We do have balancing act here. And the balancing act is number 11. And number 11 is a master number. It's a cardinal number. It is an initiator. So there is something that you may be trying to initiate. You want to initiate. Maybe you're slow to initiate it. There is a balancing act here that needs to be sort of addressed because this did come in reverse. It's a time to take personal inventory here, Pisces. Are you putting more work into one area in your life? Is it causing an imbalance? Is something being missed? Is something being missed? You do have the study card here too as well, and that is number 36 in this deck. It says, let my mind be clear and strong. Let me study well and long. You may be studying things for this idea. This may be actual school study, book study, traditional study, or it could be you studying things on the internet to get this off the ground, to further it, to make it better. Studying takes on very different forms, and in reverse in my readings, that means that is something you're going to intuitively do. You're going to look into things and study them. And here you have toxic work environment. This is quite literal. You may be working at a place that you feel could be toxic. I mean, toxic is a strong word, but toxicity comes in all forms, right? Sometimes the people around us are highly toxic. Sometimes they're low-level toxic, but toxic enough to where if we're around them every day, it starts to wear on us. It could be the job that you're doing that just doesn't match who you are, what you're supposed to be doing. So there could be something here like that, or maybe perhaps you did go to school for something and you're changing your mind about how you want to use that education. That could be very possible as well. You have realization, and we'll get to Athena in a second, but you have realization, and it says awareness, finding out, coming to light. You may be finding a lot out about yourself this month, to be honest with you. You have the earth element here, and that is it says it helps you tap into Earth's energy, material things, strong foundations, right? Stability again. There's a stability thing here for sure. There's something that you want to, there may be something you want to do for a living. There may be an idea that you have that you feel is going to cause long-term stability. It says, go to nature and allow Earth's energy to flow into your body and reset. I know I go on hikes several times a week to do that, just to do that. So you may want to tap into Earth's energy for sure. But I do think Earth is representative in this reading also of earthly desires, earthly things. You have goals here. It's definitely monetary in nature. You have starfish and it says open to infinite possibility, number 59. And so like the starfish, let's think about that for a second. They're known for regeneration, right? You cut off a starfish's, or if they lose a limb, or if they're cut in half. Do you realize if they're cut in half, two solid living things will emerge from that. One of them won't die off. You'll just have two. So they're masters at regeneration. And their ability to grow back lost limbs makes them easy symbols for regeneration. And the regeneration seems to be a thing here in your reading. Perhaps I do think for at least one of you, there is something that you have been doing at work. There is something that perhaps you went to school for that you're sort of recycling, or you want to recycle into something else. That's very possible for some of you. For others of you, you're definitely just trying to revamp your life, right? So do something different. Definitely, there's a realization here on the table. Definitely. With that sulfur card too, the nature of sulfur, right? In nature, because we talked about nature here, is to push the geyser water up and out. And I like that it's here on, I mean, there is some sort of pressure that has been building that you are probably going to dissipate with a decision. There is something that's going to go on this month that you're not going to like much. It stinks. But that from that, something else seems to grow. At least that's my feeling right now. We'll put everything together as we work through this. We do have retail here, and it says save time and energy and add. Yeah, I mean, I personally think this retail card in reverse is just a light warning for you to take it easy on your spending. Pure and simple. Many of us need this warning, and it's not a giant warning, but it is a warning to sort of look at your purchases and say, do I need that or do I want that? Is it something that's a necessity? I think this month you need to think about your goals more than shopping. Here you have a release. There is some sort of release that needs to take place. You need to release your grip on something. Release. There is something that needs to be released here. There is something that you're going to realize. There is something that needs a regenerative quality. There is something you're nurturing into existence. So we'll get to your astrology in a second. Let's get to our Athena. This is a beautiful archetype. As we know, Athena, I mean, to get to the card's meaning before the background, you may experience fear this month, and Spirit is asking you to allow yourself to feel it and move anyway. Athena herself is an Olympian goddess of wisdom and war. She is uninterested in romantic relationships. She remained a virgin. She's been gifted by many of the gods for many accomplishments, things that she's done for them. For instance, to thank her for slaying Medusa, Perseus gifted her with the Gorgon's head. And she keeps it on her shield. Do you see that? She keeps it on her shield. Some of you may be dealing with a Gemini, by the way. I did Gemini's reading, and Gemini's had Medusa as one of their sort of clues at the beginning of their reading. Medusa was highly aspected, and he or she, a Gemini here, is a fellow mutable sign. So keep that under your hat. You may be dealing with someone like that. And it looks like you're on opposite ends here, for sure. So let's look at your astrology. You have Virgo. Wow. That's interesting here, Pisces. It's another mutable sign. So far, obviously all the mutable signs here are here on the table. That might mean something. And Virgo, as we know, we described Athena as the virgin of the goddesses, and Virgo is known as the virgin of the zodiac, right? So we should keep that under our hats as well. Very interesting. You may be dealing with a Virgo this month. You may be dealing with someone with a Virgo highly aspected in their chart. So keep that, a Virgo or a Gemini. All right. You do have Libra here in the 7th house. It says partnerships, balance, one-on-one relationships. Now, this partnership could be a work partnership, and it doesn't necessarily have to mean that you both own a business together. Your boss is your partner. When you go to work, you're partners in doing certain things together as a team for that business. So try to broaden your definition of what a partner is. Could it be love? It absolutely could be. I'm seeing more and more here that it has something to do with your goals, though. It says, and here it says 3rd quarter moon, breakdown, readjustment, forgiveness. The 3rd quarter moon here is October 24th. You may have some sort of a breakdown or a breakthrough on that date. You should keep that under your hat. Many of the signs that I do this for have many, many dates. You have one to really think about here, and I really do think that it's important that you at least consider October 24th as being important to you here, Pisces. Now, beginning of the month, interesting here. You have the release card. You have release twice. Release is a key word for you here in this reading. Definitely, for sure. There is something you need to surrender. There is something you need to purge. There is something you need to release. Now, the great thing about your first third of the month here is the very first card is the wish card. And I love that for you. You have Jupiter and Pisces here. Jupiter and Pisces, look at that, the wish card. This is a sign, Pisces, that you're about to receive or you have received a wish, a gift from the universe. If you have not received your wish yet, be sure to try to manifest something with this energy that will bring you long-term abundance and joy, not just momentary happiness. This is very strong energy for you. You could expect something here in... definitely, you can definitely expect something here. Now, this gives birth to the Seven of Wands, which is Mars in Leo energy. And on this side, it's a little bit different. You have here, there's a lesson, right? And this is definitely a card of victory, a card of getting something that you want. And there is a lesson in victory on this side, right? The lessons could include humility, compassion, generosity, being grateful, to feel all those things. As the soldier sort of contemplates everything, he's looking at a night sky. He's thinking about his personal victory. So you do have personal victory here on the table in the beginning of October, no doubt. Now this gives birth to the Queen of Wands, and this is Mars in Aries. She, of course, could be any fire sign. We have the back of her throne here, right? And it's emphasizing that it grew. It was organic. It was not built. It grew from the earth. She's considering the mystery of what may have occurred, or, you know, maybe the fact that it may never be knowable. But there is something organic taking place here for you. Something that was sort of meant to be. Definitely. You're releasing something, or you're being asked to release something to make room for something else here, Pisces. I have a feeling that me just saying that to you, I think you knew the first thing you thought of when I said that. That's probably what you have to release. Now here in your mid-month, you have the stability card. We talked about stability a few times, being stable. And I believe we use the word flow as well. So you have something to release. And when you release that, you fall into this stability, this flow. Now, this is fascinating energy in your mid-month. This just is. Look at this. You have an interesting lineup. You have, before I say that, I need to say this. I forgot totally about this. I have to start leaving stickies to remember everything that I need to say. But I added up all the numbers here, and then I break them down. And basically, when broken down, your beginning of your month is ruled by Neptune, because it broke down into a 7, and 7 is ruled by Neptune, and that is your ruling planet. So this release that's going on, this gift that is coming to you, is organic in nature. It is meant to be. It was always yours. It may have taken its sweet time getting to you here, Pisces, but this is something that has been in the works for a while. So you have here, mid-month, I started to tell you, it's very, very interesting energy. You have the Three of Swords. And the Three of Swords on this side's a little bit different, right? You have Saturn and Libra energy. You have a knight sitting in the rain, contemplating their shield, which has been pierced 3 times. Now, clearly, there's some sadness here. And you see the chrysanthemum. The chrysanthemum is a funeral flower. And the color blue doesn't exist in the chrysanthemums. They don't. So it doesn't occur naturally, I should say. So it's a symbol of the spirit's endurance. And I do believe that this knight has endured some crap. Definitely. And you notice he can't see the flower. It's behind the shield. He's studying it. He's trying to figure out what just happened to him, or perhaps what happened to him in the past. But I think he's thinking about past pain, and he's not realizing what's behind that shield, that endurance, that strength. This looks like past pain to me. This doesn't look like it's fresh. It doesn't, well, I should say it doesn't look like it's happening in the future, right? This is something that's happened already. So it's not a warning. And what I like about your mid-month is that you have the Ace of Pentacles, and that is centering your whole month. This is the card or the energy that all the other energy is revolving around. And to have this for your center energy, it is the beautiful start, right? It's the beautiful start of good fortune. It's the gift of good fortune. It's a cosmic yes. It's a giant yes. And it is totally connected with that other card. But we'll get to the connections soon. Now, I told you it was fascinating, right? You have that center card, which is super important. You have that Three of Swords on this side, which is sort of like an examination of what happened. And here you have the Ten of Swords, and it's pretty much very similar, right? It's not this side, it's this side. He's doing the same thing. He's examining, right? Mars and Gemini. Now, did those swords kill something off in you, Pisces, that you look at and say, well, that pain killed something in me? Or did it not affect you at all? Once you healed, you're like, well, okay, that was just my armor. I kept myself safe. It's going to be different for all of you. There may have been something that was killed off. But I have to tell you, whatever this energy is, was important energy. Remember we talked about sulfur? How it could be very medicinal, and at the same time it could stink? There's your sulfur. There's your sulfur, Pisces. There is something that happened here. There is pain, and this pain could be pain from the past. I mean, it doesn't look like this happens mid-month. It looks like this is something you're examining from the past. But man, you have this gift from the universe that's attached to this Ace of Pentacles. Beautiful energy. Just very, very reflective energy mid-month. And you do have, when we broke down those numbers once again, you have the number 5, which is the planet Mercury, communication. Mutable energy. Mutable energy. Mercury. Mercury rules Gemini, Virgo, and Pisces. Well, Gemini and Virgo, but it's mutable energy for sure. It's mutable energy. Neptune is your ruling planet, but I'm just finding all these connections very interesting. Now, on the last leg of your month, you do have the Divine Feminine card, and this could be you stepping into your Divine Feminine. And what that means, it has absolutely nothing to do with genitalia. It has to do with attitude. It has to do with energy. If you're stepping into your Divine Feminine, you're being more intuitive, you're being more reflective, you're being more nurturing, maybe to this idea that you have, maybe to your child, maybe to yourself. It definitely looks like you need nurturing, you need self-nurturing. So if you were stepping into your Divine Masculine, it would be more assertive energy, that's all. So you are stepping into some sort of nurturing energy on the last leg here. And you have what starts off here with the Six of Pentacles. Now, the Six of Pentacles, how do I put this? It's definitely Venus and Taurus energy, right? You see this merchant. He is a merchant. He's facing the sunset. All the planets are, and the respective elements are embossed on his cloak. They're all the elements are coming together to support him, whether you are male or female. You may come together with people here at the end of the month who can help you gain even more status, even more of whatever it is you got at the beginning of the month. You may come together with someone or a group of someone's who can help you this dream can be even bigger than you think. Now, you have, interestingly enough, you do have Virgo. You have the Hermit here. And we pulled Virgo over here. We talked about Virgo a few times already. So Virgo it means something, right? You have that Hermit card. And the reading is so heavy with mutable signs here, Pisces. I can't help but really look at that. And it looks like it might be time towards the end of the month for solitude, self-reflection to figure out what your next move is, or perhaps a Virgo here can be of service to you, maybe to light your way. Somebody with Virgo highly aspected in their chart. The Hermit in general retreats to the mountains, Earth retreats to the mountains. Interesting. It's one of two reasons. It's either to gain perspective or to gain solitude. So keep that in mind here. Keep that in mind. We're going to go over this again. All right. So if you're confused, don't be. At least don't be yet. You have the Seven of Cups. And this is Venus and Scorpio. So this Hermit energy, you may be confused at the end of the month. This card is trying to tell you to look around for proper allies. There may be something you are not seeing. Because if you can see, look at his eyes. His eyes look like he cannot see. Different from this side. He cannot see. He looks a little confused. So you might... I mean, it honestly looks like you have so much good energy and a lot of things going on and you don't know what to do with it now. You're like, I don't know whether this was unexpected or what. Very, very great energy, but you have something here that you're going to release or that you should release. You have this stability that kicks in and you do step into your divine feminine, your intuition. And the Virgo is very, very intuitive. It's a very intuitive sign. So let's look at this here. So you have this wish that comes true. This gift from the universe. I mean, they're connected, right? This new start, something that fuels you for some new start. And it sort of gives birth to you being a little bit confused about what the heck do I do? You know, maybe you weren't expecting all this all at once. It's very possible. You have, yeah, look at that. You have this hyper examination of your pain with the Hermit card. Yeah, you're definitely hyper examining something. I think two things are going on here at once. There may be some pain from your past here. Now, your last leg of the month, it broke down to a number 4, and it is the necessity. It's Uranus energy. It's a necessity for stability. So stability is a big deal here. Moving on to your warnings, you have the harvest, autumn. And here we are in autumn with our harvest. So there's something that's going to go on here that Spirit wants to warn you about. So let's see what that is. You pulled quite a few cards here. You have the Six of Swords. And the Six of Swords on this side's a little different, right? This is heading away. But on this side, we can see that she is holding a cup in that boat full of swords. And the cup is, the passenger is holding this chalice that represents love. You may not know exactly what's next here, Pisces, but it's clear that going backwards is just not an option. You have everything you need and you're moving ahead. And a warning here would be not to look back. Do not look back. Understand that you have everything. You have that thing of value. You have your brilliant mind. You have everything you need. You have the ferryman guiding you. Yeah. It's a warning not to look back. Take your harvest and run. And here's another warning of you. This is Jupiter and Gemini, but look at this card. Don't be in denial about a past or current hurt. This card will always be a choice. To be still or to cut the ties that bind and proceed. Remove the blindfold and move ahead. Yeah. Now you pulled 2 cards here towards the end, and they're both swords. Ironically, actually, all of these are swords. We'll get to the significance of that in a second, but you do have here the 4 of Swords, and on this side it is a little bit different, right? Ignore at your own detriment. Another card of ignoring, but this side, he's ignoring at his own detriment. Don't ignore. You may have a past pattern of sort of putting a blindfold on, saying, I don't want to think about that. It's not your friend this month. You might have to look at things very clearly, because here is the sword of truth. Look at things very clearly here, Pisces. Don't put on blinders. Don't put on blinders. These are warnings. And, warnings are warnings. They're not like, if you don't do exactly what I say, your whole life is going to be... No. It just means it'll be a lot easier if you heed these warnings. That's all. That's all. Okay? Now, all swords, don't let your mind be your worst enemy this month. There is a tendency for that in whoever's reading this is. Okay? Now let's look at your blessings, because they are always fun. Ironically, you have Earth again. You have Earth again. The need to be grounded in reality. Perhaps the pursuit of material, earthly desires. Perhaps it's an earth sign that's going to help you. That Virgo we talked about. Very possible. Going to be different for all of you. Now, you have hold on one second. I do think I forgot something. I did. I forgot to tell you that in your warnings, this broke down to a number 10, right? And the number 10 does not exist as far as the planet, so we broke it down further to a 1, and it is the sun, illumination. Something is going to be illuminated to you. All you have to do is open your eyes to see it. Don't forget to look, please. Don't forget to look. This is a great reading for someone. Don't ignore what you need to see. Now, first card, blessings, Page of Pentacles, Venus and Taurus, a new way, a brand new, exciting path. Yeah, this is definitely, for those of you who came here hoping for a love reading, sorry to disappoint. Definitely, this is your goals, wishes, and dreams here on the table. You have here the 9 of Swords. Interesting, very interesting. Mercury in Gemini. The swords culminated this month in your reading. Can be a blessing as long as you use it as a catalyst for growth and not an excuse to just stay there. Use it as a catalyst and it will be a blessing for you. Here we have you gave birth to two of these. Now I like this for you because this is the King of Cups, typically a Scorpio, but could be any water sign. Wishes fulfilled leads to a feeling of lightness. These are blessings. You see the dolphin there? Lightness, fun. There's a king that's usually pretty in his feels. And here he is a lot lighter, a lot lighter. The dolphin's reminding him. Childlike playfulness will ensue. I like that for you. And you have temperance, but ironically, you have this side of temperance. What do you see there in the distance? So we know that this is the card of Sagittarius, right? But in the distance, we see the Hanged Man's gallows, which represents what? Represents Pisces. So this is Sagittarius mixed with Piscean energy. The gallows is empty now, and the Hanged Man or woman is gone. And this indicates that no more sacrificing is needed, Pisces. You've sacrificed enough. Whatever it is you've gone through is enough. You're now going to be successful. You're now going to get your wishes. If you feel yourself getting stuck with that stuck energy, release yourself. Definitely cut those blindfolds. Don't ignore your surroundings. Grab your cup and leave. Now, let's get this. Show me the beginning of the month here. Beginning of the month for Pisces. You have teardrops, and it's coming in sideways with great personal sorrow. There is something from your past that you are still thinking about. That I'm not going to say it interferes, because you're getting your wish no matter what here, Pisces. But it is sort of in the background at all times. Yeah, because look, you have the Three of Swords, the Ten of Swords, the teardrops, and you have nothing else on this table that indicates why you should feel that way. So this is something from your past. This is something that makes you sad. This is something that has hurt you. This is something that you still think about. You have here a younger woman. Dealings or relationships with a younger woman. There could have been a younger woman involved in this situation. A woman. Younger is relative, honestly. Younger is relative, but could be a younger woman involved in this situation. Interesting. Now, it could be that the younger woman's involved with the new centering of this beautiful energy. I'm going to pull another card because I'm really thinking that this woman has something to do with your personal sorrow here. Give me one more card with this, please. Oh, look at this dark man. Dealings or relationships with a man with dark complexion or hair, and you know the dark man, younger woman, dark man. There may have been, I think these people, one of them could be you, of course. I do think that these people were involved in the pain that you still experience from your past. There's something going on here. And dark man could be dark complexion, could be light complexion with dark hair, could be a blonde with blue eyes who's just dark in nature, right? This is a general reading, and so you have to almost learn to listen to it with general reading ears, right? It's very different from the way a personal reading would hit, right? You just have to listen to it with different ears. Give me the end of the month here for Pisces. Too many cards, too many cards. So sorry, Pisces. Oh, okay. It says new home, new attitude. New home, new attitude. Now this did come in reverse. So I wonder if you're being asked to move forward and you're stalling. Please don't do that. It's all in your warnings here not to do that. Don't overthink this. Don't stall. I'm going to take both of these cards because you have the Sun here and you have the Key. A successful outcome to your problems. You have to get rid of the stalling. Don't hold back. I don't know what this is about because it's going to be different for all of you. But if you have something that you feel is your true path, don't second guess that energy. Don't second guess it. You have an arrogant, boastful person that you should not cross. I don't know. I think the rooster is crowing. I don't look at that. I don't always take the words on the cards, but I look at the rooster crowing as a signal to you. It's an indication about a sunrise. It is an indication about something new. It is an indication that the earth is spinning and the sun is coming up and you need to make a decision. It's time. There is something that stinks here, but that thing that stinks, you can use it as a springboard. Maybe this pain led you in a direction. Maybe it fed whatever it is that's happening. I don't know. It's on the table for a reason, but I do think that it's something that you need to sort of feel, experience, move on from. Get in that boat with that sword and your cup intact. Give me one for Pisces, please. I'll take this one. Beautiful. You have the star, Aquarian energy for sure, but more than that, this is your hopes and dreams, a wish fulfilled. Love that energy for you here, Pisces. Beautiful energy. Give me for Pisces, please. Close out this reading for Pisces, please. Please. You have electricity. Wildness. There is a sort of electricity here in the air with this reading, and you have at the bottom, it says change. Wind. The winds of change are upon you. I mean, listen, it's just true. For sure. It's just true. There is definitely a realization that is going to take place this month. You are studying some sort of pain. There's just no doubt. There could be a toxic work environment. Maybe this toxic work environment is sort of figurative to some toxicity that you need to release. You need to release something. It could be a job. It could be a way of thinking. It could be a memory that you have here that you really need to release, Pisces. And there is Virgo highly aspected in this reading for some reason. So if someone does step forward, just find out, are they a Virgo? Do they have Virgo highly aspected in their chart? You know, I am a Pisces stellium. And if you asked me what my sign was, I would say Aquarius. You asked me what my moon sign was, I would say something else. But my stellium is in a different area of my chart. So I am very, very Piscean. So there is somebody with Virgo highly aspected in their chart that is very, very important in your month. For sure. I wish you nothing but the best. I will see you next time. Happy Samhain.